And still, we're live.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 363. 363.
Okay, cool.
It's the magic number. Yeah, it is. It's the magic number. How's things going?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I think I have general anxiety around how old my kids are.
Okay. Like general anxiety, I'm leaning in. Okay. How old's your kids? Yeah.
Yeah. Just in the, like, gosh, they're going to be on their own soon. Do I think that they're ready? I don't think they are. What do I got to do to make them ready?
Yeah. Was this a Mother's Day realization or?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Probably brought on by Mother's Day, yeah. Or, I've had a philosophy like, okay, I usually offer things, right, rather than dictating things. And so I have been offering a haircut to my son for, I don't know, off and on for a week and a half. It still says it's okay, but like the sideburns are getting real shaggy and down here, and his bangs are like halfway, I'm like, I don't know, do I just need to start dictating, because he's obviously not choosing to keep it tight,
I gave you the opportunity to make the right choice, and you're not making it.
But
there.
And then there's part of me that's like, well, it doesn't bother him, it shouldn't bother me. But then, like, I don't know, there's certain messes that it doesn't bother him, but it's gonna bother everybody else that he meets.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm sure that's, a handful of mothers out there will have the same feelings that I do about that kind of stuff. Like, are you ready to really be on your own? Like, I'd have to remind you a lot about basic life tasks. But yeah, I don't
maybe
know.
that,
So,
yeah, I don't know.
Mother's
I can't. I don't feel like I was, when I went off to college, I had a real complete understanding of right? Like, I think you kind of have some of those lessons you have to figure out on your own, right?
True. Yeah. And I had a roommate that was very accepting of some of my mess. And then I got a new roommate who was less accepting of some of my mess.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So, and not that I was super messy, but yeah, I had one or two area where I let things go a little bit longer than they should have. So, AKA my laundry basket. It's overflowing. And you're like, oh yeah, I should go do my laundry.
We have Sarah, Claire, Laura, Cheryl, Pearl Monster, and Sandy saying hello and happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you all.
That's a long list.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us live.
Absolutely.
I had a great Mother's Day. It was a beautiful weekend. I mean, it was kind of rainy on Sunday. But got the fam to, everyone but Ellie got on their bikes when I headed out for my run. So they were kind of like, do it crisscross. Obviously I can't run as fast as they can bike. But Dexter was doing like jumps and stuff, and then Jeremy and Quentin jumped on bikes significantly after I took off, and must have thought that they were just, I don't know how slow they thought I was, but like I got like a text before I was almost home, and we're like, where did you go? You didn't take the route you told me. And I was like, yeah, I did. Like, where did you think you were going to catch me? Wow, you were just really trucking along. And I wasn't going that fast. I think they ran into somebody on the trail and he got to chatting, and then he was like, oh shoot, I'm going to catch her. So I outran some of my bike entourage that was joining me on my run. And then randomly I decided I wanted to go to Panera for my Mother's Day dinner. And so that's where we went. Yeah.
I was thinking about Panera today, just craving a good salad.
Yeah. I have like the Mediterranean bowl, which is like a grains bowl, and it's got some hummus and some olives. I'm gonna make myself hungry. Some cucumbers, and yeah, super, super yummo. Yeah. Quentin had made himself mac and cheese for lunch, and then also had the Panera mac and cheese. So the double mac and cheese for Mother's Day.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No, that was my favorite. I can't think of the name, in Ames, the like barbecue place. Anyway, there was mac and cheese as an entree, and you could pick a side, and mac and cheese was also a side. And so Quentin ordered mac and cheese with a side of mac and cheese. That's one of my favorite Quentin stories. And they came, and the entree mac and cheese, and then the side mac and cheese, and he was in hog heaven. So yeah.
Is that a Famous Days?
No, it's going to come to me, and it's going to bother me. It's right across from Staples. I can see it. But yeah, mac and cheese, the side of mac and cheese. So as far as Minestrati goes, we've got the musical KAL that we've kicked off here. I've decided to extend it because I've got too many musicals that I would like to knit and watch with folks. So we're going to do May, June, and July. So if you've got a longer running something that you'd like to make, like a garment or a large shawl or something, you've now got the runway to do that. I've pulled some yarn from my stash, like one of the colorways is Rhythm. I thought that was very musical. That I plan to knit, and yeah, super excited about it as I kind of plot out the movie nights and what we're going to do. So, and again, for those doing the ZKKAL, make sure that you double dip. If it's a sock, a shawl, a stuffy, or a sweater.
Cool. Yeah, all of my plans for that have to be sweaters, so I'm just like, I gotta diversify so I can get some bonus points. But
yeah, very fun. Yes, ZK. June is soon. Super.
Yeah,
super excited.
I need to go out and put more stuff in the Discord chatter. I was doing that for a little while, and then I got to 50 and I stopped. So
then you're like, now
that was a while ago.
I've got other things to be doing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The numbers kept reminding me I needed to go do other things.
Yes. I've had some boxes piled up in my entryway, which is a good sign that June is soon as well here. And have had a few questions about the 5K. Sign up is coming soon there. So we'll be sending an email maybe specifically with that link, and we'll also post it in Discord that you can add your predictions.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
Yes. Super, super excited about it. I've already got the swag for it, and I'm making me all that more excited about it. So for those that are new to the 5K, it's a prediction. So it's not based off of the fastest time. It's the person who predicts the closest to their time. And we've had walkers and joggers and run walkers and alike kind of be the champions. But everybody wins, in my opinion, because it's nice to get outside and get moving. So
absolutely.
Yes. And the last but certainly not least, super excited about this weekend. We're chatting with the folks from Knit Strips. I feel like I've been flashing this book over and over and over again every podcast, but it's a super great book. And Karen and Alice will be chatting. That is, so if you got the if you are a ZKN member and you got the email, the YouTube live streaming link is available to the public. So feel free to share with a friend and say, hey, come check out what ZKN book events and other events look like. And that's Saturday at 1 o'clock. The live streaming link, again, I think I put it in the StockinetteZombies stories. I'll probably put it in there again. And then it's available on our YouTube channel as a public event. And yeah, just super excited to chat with them. I think this is a super creative and inventive, concept, as well as, just the patterns are fabulous in it. And then it brings together quite a crew of folks that have kind of embraced this interactive knitting concept. So all the patterns are interactive knitting, which I think I mentioned last time. In non-interactive knitting, you kind of your knitting has to fit the gauge, but in interactive knitting, the gauge fits the pattern. So again, super great book. Super excited to chat with them. Shout out to Valerie, who kind of put them on my radar, and made sure that we've got these great speakers. So
awesome.
Coming to talk to us.
Cool.
I think that's all the administrati that's fit to be administered or shared, I guess.
All right. Well, we can talk about a few of our favorite things. So yeah, one of the categories for our KAL for this retreat is stuffies. And so I have the Barrett Wool Co.
I love that print at the bottom of the bag.
Yeah, it's really cute. And then you can see my bear is going to be a gray bear or black bear. And then it's got all the different colors in there, and it's got some buttons.
Ooh.
And then
is he wearing a cardigan? Are they wearing a cardigan?
Yep, he's wearing a cardigan and pants. And then it comes with the pattern. I didn't realize that. So that's nice as well.
Yeah.
And then, other than that, we went to Yarn Over and had a great time there. And we had already talked about that, but we didn't talk about the things that I purchased. So one of the things I got here is this was a special colorway for the guild, and they had extras that they were putting in their newsletter. And so I had contacted them a while back, but they recontacted me close to Yarn Over and said, hey, did you still want that yarn? So I got a skein of it. It's really cute.
Ooh, what's the colorway?
I think it's the Repose.
Oh.
So yeah, and this says KG, I think that's Knitters Guild. And then Repose. But this is the darker. They had ones that had a lot less of the darker blue in it as well. So this is one of the ones that had a lot more dark blue in it. But that was fun. And also, it was a discount as well, because they were selling it to members at a discount at the time. And then at Sun Valley, I picked up some MCN. And I just needed, solids that were 2 for different patterns that I was looking at making. They required 2 of the same color in at least 2 or 3 of the patterns I was looking at. So I decided to just get 2 solid sets that I thought would integrate well with what I had for, my colorful yarns to kind of sub in for the the additional color that the patterns might need.
And you said MCN on both?
Yeah. Yep.
So soft.
Very squishy. It's very soft. Yeah, this green is so beautiful. It's showing up a little bit brighter in the camera. It's a forest. Yeah, Forest is the name of it. But love that.
Named?
Yeah. And then this one was Lasada. But yeah, I think that those will be good. Lapis was the one that I had in my cart recently, the pattern. And it takes 2 solids along the top, kind of similar shape to what I'm wearing, actually. And then along the bottom, it kind of scrunches in a variegated. And so I was like, oh, so if I just get 2 solids and a variegated, that's a really cute sweater. And And then I spent a lot of the time staring at a lady across the way from me who had these adorable charms, as well as what do I want to say? She was a bag maker. But the thing that I got is that she was a metal stamper, so she has metal stamps, and she made these cute little charms. And unfortunately, I couldn't find them this morning. So I'm going to bring those back around another day.
Okay.
Super adorable. Cute little charms. They were only $3 a piece, or 4 for 10. And again, progress keepers and super adorable. I was all on board. Then also next door to me was a farm that had a lot of natural, beautiful, just wool that came from their sheep. And then, so these were only $14 a skein.
Wow.
And then natural, 200 yards of sport. I think maybe it's a little bit better than that. But yeah, I really liked this natural color. And they had, what I want to say, she is a very she knits a lot of mittens. Prolific, that was the word I was trying to say. The prolific knitter, and has beautiful finished mittens. Color work, gorgeous. Were also at the booth, but then they were selling.
That was the backside that I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, yeah, if I don't know, this was really fun. They also had these dyed. They had a white sheep base and then this brown sheep base, and then they were over dyed, and they had both color, like both versions of the yellow, both versions of the. It was really kind of a cool, kind of a lesson in bases as well when you were kind of browsing their table.
Yeah.
So anyway, the naturals just felt so much softer to me, and so I went ahead and got this beautiful brown. And I don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but probably pair it with some spinning stuff, some the hand spun, and make something fun. Color work.
Pretty. What is what's the bait, or how many yards per gram / ounce?
It's not that much detail.
Okay.
So it's 200 yards, 3 ply. They claim it's sport weight.
Okay.
And then it's wool, 100% wool.
Excellent.
So it's really pretty.
Yeah. Laura Burdette says that the across the way was Crafty Monkey, and she is in Faribault.
Oh, okay.
And she should be a part of the ZK marketplace in the future.
Well, I'm sure she wants to be, because she did ask us about that, and I gave her the information. But that'll probably be 2023.
Yep. Super exciting.
Yeah, the I don't know, the tiny little charms I got, just so cute. Little animal. I think I got a raccoon and a bunny, and yeah, it was cute. Cute stuff. And nerdy. Some nerdy stuff too.
We can appreciate that. Yeah.
But really, that's all I had.
Wow.
I'm excited to make my bear kit, and I'm excited to eventually make a lapis. But I think that for our KL, I started it's the Andrea Mowry pattern that has the broken stripes. It's a kind of a crop tank or tee. Oh, Velasa? Velocore, thank you. So
I was thinking of the new sweater that kind of has that line down the middle, like I couldn't come up with that name.
No, sorry, no, yeah, I'm going with an older pattern. For sure.
What are you knitting, Mitchell's? I keep on seeing Mitchell's Creation. I keep on seeing.
Well, I'm gonna post this later because it's gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's peeking at me and singing a siren song to me, like.
So
Megan,
this is the party.
me.
This is the Party Top Out of Magazine is the colorway.
Ooh, look at that. All right. It's excused if it's a whip and I have to see it. So so pretty.
But yeah, it's so another crop to go over dresses for the summer wear.
Are you alternating skeins, or is it doing that itself?
I am alternating, but because when I got my 3 skeins, I had 1 lighter one and 2 darker ones.
That's right. You mentioned that. Yep.
So I think if they were all the same shade, I wouldn't have to alternate them to get this lovely speckle beautifulness. I think that they would do that on their own. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have one skein that's like, oh, the sleeves look really light compared to the rest of the body. Yeah. So I think that
but that magic is from alternating.
I think the magic is from the dye. I can get the skein.
Pretty.
But yeah, you can see that this one feels a little lighter.
Yep.
And so in order to blend them, and I have another one that's this shade. So
yep. Yeah, no, I originally, so I got some mail, but that I can show as well, but I originally was going to chat about, I have been doing some Tunisian crochet. And this is the first time I've had my opportunity to use my Dayak craft, Tunisian crochet with the added cords. I'm now like completely obsessed and like stalking their website because I think I want the needles as well, because they share the same cord. I've had some recent, my signatures, the plastic cord has severed on my 3s. And I've been using 3s a lot recently. It severed when I was working on my mist in the middle of doing something, which was like, I figured out how to pick up brioche pretty quickly from there. But yeah, I really love the cord on this. And then, after having only used plastic for my Tunisian crochet, like to use a different material has just kind of been a favorite thing, magical, right? So super loving it. I'll give a little peek of the biased thing that I've been working on with it. So just kind of love what Tunisian crochet does with highly variegated. This is just knitted Tunisian knit stitch, and then like a textured stitch. So yep. Super loving it. So then when my 3 broke on my mist, I also decided I was doing small circumference. And so I've got my Chagoos that have the tips that I got to do the small circumference with my socks. So like as somebody, I believe it was Purple Knits out on Instagram advised me, you can do the short tip and the long tip on socks. But then also, because there's such a wide range of sizes in this, there's also 3s. So I was able to grab a pretty decently length of cord and throw my 3 longer 3 tips on there. And I am going to town on the Muselburrows as kind of like while I'm in a meeting. Don't have to look at it stockinette in the round after I get done with the increases. But I bought them kind of thinking I was going to do one thing with them, and they a favorite thing, like this is a tool that I can use not only for, and you know what, that extra long cord of magic looping with this, maybe that was what was breaking the cord. This is, again, I don't have to, I maintain the beginning of the round, but I don't necessarily have to. I can just like knit in circles for days and days and days with the Muselburrow, especially since I'm throwing do-it-yourself stripes into it. This is one that I recently finished that I was striping this color with it, with a self-striping. So yeah, no, again, just kind of like aha moments of like, you bought these tools, you don't have to just use them for the one thing that you bought it for. And then I had in my pile the last two Suburban Stitcher Fade of the Month. So spoiler alert, if people have not gotten their month 12, it's like mind blowing to me that it's been 12 months. Wow.
Same, yeah.
But this is the month 11, which is quartz, and then month 12 is marble. And I don't know that I'm going to use these as a fade. I really like these as like mixers, possibly with the beginning of the fade, or just other solids. I think that they would be, or very slightly variegated tonals. I think they'd be really good mixers in with that, because I don't have a lot of kind of, these aren't the colors that necessarily scream at me when I'm buying yarn. But I find that I really enjoy mixing them with things. So like this was the greens that I was just holding up was a gradient from Knit Picks that I was at some point told myself, like, I'm going to mix things together, right? And so finally got that. But I think, yeah, so pretty and so excited to see where we're headed with the
oh yeah, because we're kind of in the neutral zone right now, right? And so it's gonna
we started out
take
tropical, right?
And
now we're into the more neutral. And then for Christmas, my boss very kindly got a hint from Miss Knit and Kristen, our social circles intersected there, on a gift certificate to Simply Sock Yarn. And I was kind of waiting for the sale thing to have enough, the sale section to have enough that I was like, okay, and now go. I'm going to use this gift certificate. They had a new to me, it's called Gusto Wool. And these are, I think, it's just a color, it's like a dye lot color. I think it's the base is called Echoes. So this actually transitions. And again, this is a pretty scummy green, not like the knock your eyes out that you're seeing there, but this is like it's it's a self-striping, but it's more of like a slowly transitioning from one color to the next that they had in their sale section. What is the base? 80/20, 435 yards for 100 grams, so kind of a beefier base. And excited about those. They had like socks knit up in them, and they looked really, I think this would be really fun as like a burning stripe. If you remember those kind of, again, where you're like striping, self-striping, and they would juxtapose each other if you wanted skinnier stripes, or you could do like a full-on gradient. And then they had a bunch of their Euro sock, which I have not done, or I've not used yet, from Madeline Tosh. I think I was thinking Madeline Tosh May was here, and I could do something with that. So the Euro sock is actually 100% superwash merino wool, and the sturdiness of why they call it, so I read up on this, why they call it Euro sock is, I believe it is it's twisted S on Z as far as so it's supposed to be really, that twist gives it a little bit of a marl, and then also stability. So I got Ceremony was one of the colors, and Cherry. I don't know if these are going to go together. They just jumped into the cart together. And then this one was Sea Glass, which again is, if you know, sea glass is not that bright. I'm thinking if I can hold up another green with it, that maybe it would behave itself. Nope. Purple. But yeah, these were like, I can't remember, somewhere in the $20, $22 a skein. I figured, again, nice mixers, or that these two look really nice together. I feel like this would go really nice together. You know, this reads a little Christmassy. So,
yeah.
Mix and match. But interested to try the space because I've never knit with it before. And, don't know that it will make it into Madeline Toshme, but
I definitely have been like, you said you were buying mixers, and and I've been buying these pairs, and I'm just trying to up the ability to make certain things, because I think I have either a full-on sweater quantity of something, or I have one skein, right? Or if I bought two skeins, they're not solids. So, it's like, okay, the thing that I decided I needed this time around was pairs of solids so that I could do something.
So I recently stirred the stash again to try to kind of find some colorways that I wanted to do. So Simple Man was one from Lolo. Lolo did it. And what else? Anyway, I can kind of see where I was going through like stages in my stash, right? So like I've got two really highly variegated, like a pair of fingering or a triple of fingering in my stash when I was going through the Hito Fude stage. And I think I went through and I've got like pairs of colors when I was doing all of my raptitudes, right? Where I was just, everything I saw was like, oh yeah, that'd be great together. And I would make like this, 2-color shawl with it. And there's just like phases in my stash where like you doing the 2 colors, like that was what you had decided, right? And then there's always just like the single skein. Oh, this would be a pretty 1 skein something, right? Or socks, self-striping. Those are kind of constants, but there's definitely stages in my stash.
Yeah. And I think I got on a kick where I needed at least 3 to 4 of something. And then I felt like, oh, I can't break those up to make this other thing. And I'm running low on some of that stuff too, as far as like, I don't know. I need to get into knitting with those babies that we bought all that while ago, because some bigger patterns where I need all that yardage. But I've been kind of stuck on repeat on smaller things, t-shirts and whatnot. But a pattern I ran across recently that was it's a Stephen West one. It's brioche and it's a poncho. Askew? Is that right? Yeah. Anyway, I was like, oh, what I really need to do is like, maybe I should make that because that takes a lot of yardage for sure, especially to make it a good size poncho, according to everybody's projects anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. Again, I think, I briefly thought about going to Shepherd's Harvest this weekend, and then I did some of the stash stirring and convinced myself that I did not need to go because I have so much that I lovingly bought and had such great plans for, that I kind of need to either do what I thought I was going to do with or pivot into something else, right? Like you said, breaking it up or, I don't know. Again, it's fun. I'm really enjoying everything that previous Megan has brought into my life, right? And I'm now reimagining or re-loving again. But it is dangerous having the upstairs and downstairs stash. I will say that. Somebody warned that in the comments. I will go upstairs like when I did my stash stirring again, because it was like, oh, well, maybe I don't have like a ZK colorway that would have a musical theme, but I'll go upstairs and stir that stash. And oh boy, like that's where all of my my Magpie Society stuff has been being, stacked up. And oh, that's right. I just bought that like a couple of weeks ago, but it already got relegated to upstairs. And so now I've just forgotten. Because it's not staring me in the face. So yeah, no, great stuff. I love what you selected from Yarn Over. I unfortunately just wasn't in the mind space to do a lot of shopping, and then I wanted to chat with people in the market while I was not in class. But there was a lot of fabulous vendors, and I love what you chose.
Mine was about proximity. At Sun Valley, the girl across the street and the person over here. That is all I bought.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, and then the yarn, the muse was from Yarn Over itself. Like that was pre-purchased and acquired that day. But yeah,
all the marketers out there would
me.
tell you, right? Like it's exposure to a product. Staring at it all day, you were like, okay, fine, I gotta get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like, you know, just hearing the conversation of the farm, you know, them explaining different things, you know, I'm just listening to all their conversations of them selling their yarns or their mittens to people all day long. And so at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go look. Yeah. So
fabulous.
Yeah, it was definitely a proximity play because I did a tour of my ballroom, the ballroom I was in, and yeah, other than like Utopia tempting me with their Helix stuff, I decided
I stopped by their booth and
that.
showed off. So I was wearing my Dobiowski, and it's got that blue in it. Is their Ridge Sport, which is kind of the luck of the whatever you know, regional sheep. And it's fabulous. Like it was nice knitting with it, but like washed up, it almost became like a different fabric altogether, a different yarn altogether. And I just loved it. And so I briefly stopped by to show them the sweater and say, this is your yarn. And then I was like, yeah, okay, gotta back away. Just used this stuff from Rhinebeck and it jumped to the queue because it was so pretty. Probably shouldn't add any more to the but I would highly recommend. I think they've got a Ridge Sport, which is kind of the luck of the fields, and or the regional, and Ridge Worsted as well. Really nice, really nice. So anyway, we could chat about yarn all day, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. Again, like anytime that happens to you, you're very tempted to like fill the cart with like,
replace
I just got done with this and it's amazing, and then you just
it like pulls on that heartstring of like, this is a hidden gem. I didn't realize how much I was going to love it, and now I need more of it in my life.
Right. Yeah, my pulls from Sun Valley, I think, were more about, I think the only other sport they had there was fingering weight was Tweety. And I was looking for straight solids. And so yeah, I got to spoil myself because, you know, that's what they had there. But yeah, the colors that I grabbed, I'm super excited about.
Yeah,
I just need to find another color to go with them, and I don't know.
Your color, like it looks really pretty with the top that you've got on, and it kind of coordinates with what you've been holding up as well, right? With the you've got a color family going on there.
For sure. I mean, the forest is kind of outside of it, but it's such a luxurious looking color. I mean, it just looks royal. It's so soft and deep and rich. Yeah. So, anyway, awesome spending time with you guys.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta.